Good afternoon to all. Ayan, so lahat mga viewers po natin dito sa Facebook page sa Pacman's Q Club. We are featuring right now one of really exciting day kasi it's Group C and Group D ng ating mga players, participants. And it's no other than the Black Tiger, Carlo Biado. Siya po ang ating player ngayon up against another really tough player dito sa Pilipinas, Henrick Doguiles. Ayan. So, Carlo Biado, the recent World 9-Ball Champion. Recent. Ibig sabihin, kailan lang, no? Para sa mga pool enthusiasts, syempre sa mga typical na bilyarista, no? Na mga kilala natin. No introduction needed for this guy. US Open champion, two-time world champion. Nothing short of one of the best pool players in the Philippines of all time, no? Bukod kila Efren Reyes, he has already proved himself to be part of that cluster, no, of people that is Carlo Biado. So again, maraming salamat po, no, dito sa mga viewers po natin. And again, kay Cap Marlon Manalo, who's the CEO of Pacman's Q Club, marami rin salamat. And to the organizers ng event na Oh, wait a minute. It's the second rack. We have Carlo Biado. Siya po ang nauna nakapuntos dito. And it's gonna be the first time we're gonna be seeing Henrick Doguiles dito getting a legitimate opportunity para pumuntos laban dito kay Carlo Biado. So again, sa mga viewers, again, good afternoon. A bit of information, no? Siguro mga more than a decade ago, itong si Mr. Henrick Doguiles used to be your typical amateur pool player. He was young back then. Siguro mga, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2012, parang mga 14 or 15 years old pa lang siya noon. But back then, he really had the potential of becoming a top pro pool player dito sa Pilipinas. And yan na nga, fast forward, probably 13, 14 years after having witnessed yung mga talent niya, no, back then, ito na siya, no? Proving himself to be a deserving participant dito sa Efren Bata Reyes Yalin 10-Ball Open Championship. Of course, given the capacity or talent ng kalaban niya, syempre, usapang sinong mas lamang dito, it's hard not to say that it's the world champion Carlo Biado ang may edge dito sa laban na to. Normally, Carlo Biado in other exer adding some more weight against his favor. Nice cut there. I guess he'd like to land somewhere. Kung pasok yan, that's gonna be enough. That's perfect. Wow. Biado. Slightly overhand position, but not a problem for Mr. Biado. Okay, there you have it. That is Tuesday. Okay, yesterday that was Group A and B. Marami po tayong naging magandang matches dito sa TV table natin. And thus far sa pagpapanood ko no bilang isang announcer dito, I had my own observations. And itong mesang to doesn't exactly break too good. So regardless of the players capability, pag nakikita natin sila sumasargo sa mga ibang let's say tournaments internationally, dito for some reason itong mesa na to medyo parang hindi nagbibigay ganun basta-basta ng bola sa sargo. So we could kind of observe that as we move forward dito sa match na to. And it's a good thing right now for player Henrick Doguiles. Siya ang nasa mesa ngayon. He can actually start to build this momentum, build this feel dito sa mesa, and possibly get his first point dito sa natitirang mga bola. So it's gonna be a tough way, especially handing Mr. Biado a number of racks in his favor. And that was nicely done. Naiwasan niya ang 4. So at this point, if we were in Doguiles position, this might be a must-win rack para sa kanya. In no scenario you would like to start 3-0 down laban sa world champion. Wow, that was close. Muntik na umis-scratch yun, no? Given the layout of these balls, it seems like Henrick Doguiles might be getting this one in his favor. Easy beasy for Mr. Doguiles. Easy 10 ball here in this corner. And he opens his account, Mr. Doguiles, dito laban kay Biado. The score will be 2-1 after 3 racks. Once again, magandang tanghali po sa ating viewers dito sa Facebook. And if you're watching this, again, we are live here at Pacman's Q Club dito po sa Shaw Boulevard in Worldwide Corporate Center. Ayan, dito sa Mandaluyong City. Ayan, so Henrick Doguiles getting the best out of that break. Talagang binigyan niya, no? And finally, I believe that was the 8 ball that dropped. This is in an opening round match. So thus far, sa pagkakatingin ko sa bracket, there's 4 different divisions. Division A, B, and C, and D. Ayan. So yesterday, we had brackets A and B battle it out for the winner's qualification, na kung saan 8 players ang nakarating na sa top 32 coming from the winner's bracket. Today, if a player, let's say for instance, Mr. Doguiles here wins 3 matches today, kasama na siya sa susunod na 8 players na papasok din sa ating last 32. Ganun din para sa group C and D. So the other players will be qualifying as well. Now tomorrow will be the day the losers bracket concludes, from which 8 players as well, 16 players from the losers bracket ang papasok dun sa last 32, and that will be forming our second round of last 32 players. So maraming laban ang magaganap dito, and probably around 4 to 5 matches we can stream live here dito po sa ating Efren Batarias Yalin 10 Ball Open Championship. By the way, acknowledgements to Yalin for sponsoring yung tables dito sa ating event. And as you can see, dun sa ating Yalin table, there's a logo there. Stands for EBR. Wala nang iba yan kung hindi Efren Batarias. This model of Yalin Hacker Ghost is actually the EBR model of billiard tables. Looking good for Mr. Henrick Doguiles. Siya po ang makakatira dito sa GIS na to. And he's gonna draw even against our upcoming rack number 5, Henrick Doguiles. This is a winner's break format. For your information, it's 10 ball. The game is 10 ball, call shots, no golden breaks, and no 10 ball, early 10 ball wins. Like for instance, yung mga combination shots sa 10 ball or carom shots on the 10 ball, even though they call it, that doesn't guarantee a rack 1 para sa isang player. In eventuality, kailangan yung 10 ball ang pinakahuling bola na masushoot, and that is the only time panalo na ang isang player. So it's strictly international 10 ball rules. So great break there, by the way. Doguiles, and moreover, meron siyang tira sa uno dito. Pretty nice to see how he comes up with a good shot here. I know that 2 has been made, so it's from the 1 to the 3. Let's see how he maneuvers that cue ball for position. Pretty nice judgment there. Pinadaan niya, no, dun sa small window of path dun para maiwasan niya yung cluster ng balls, and he landed the shot here on the 3. Maybe he's just looking at where the angle sends the cue ball after he makes this 3 ball. Oh, wait a minute. Probably nahirapan siya ng konti ito, no? Sumasapatos kasi yung mga bola dyan sa ilalim. But then again, the good thing for him, he has already scored his 2 points. You don't want to be getting into too much errors, especially against Biado. Aba, teka lang. Aba, teka. Surprising enough, Biado comes up with the same kind of miss. And for the third time, pumasok na ang 3. Well, you gotta feel pretty fortunate. So feeling mo swerte ka, no? You missed a ball, and after missing a ball and handing the remaining balls para sa world champion tas makakabalik ka, that should definitely boost your confidence here. Henrick Doguiles, talo na, nagkaroon pa ng chance, no? So normally for a pool player, tulad natin, no, tulad ko, I gotta feel happy, and syempre, no, wala nang buhay, nagkabuhay pa. You know what I mean, guys. Anytime we get second chances, talaga naman, no, talagang babawi ka. Pagbubutihan mo palalo. It should build some confidence there for Henrick Doguiles. And tap ball now. Just a bit of an angle, but definitely makeable for him. And there you go, Mr. Doguiles. Siya po ang nanalo sa rack number 5. He has now taken the lead against dito kay world champion Carlo Biado. So 3-2 the score. This is rack number 6 coming up. And po sa mga viewers natin, again, you are watching here at Pacman's Q Club, the Efren Bata Reyes Yalin 10-Ball Open Championship. So yesterday was day 1, today is day 2. Day 3 would be for the losers bracket, and day 4 would be the last 32 up until the finals. So abangan po natin yan. Wow. You know what, guys? Kung ganito ang sargo ni Mr. Doguiles, and if he can maintain this kind of break all throughout the tournament, he's gonna be tough to beat. Siyempre naman, no, sa level ng tira, with the level of the players playing in this field, no question, kayang-kaya nilang mag run out. Oh my. Oh my. So sorry na, guys, no, if that's commentator's curse in effect. Napakalakas naman ang powers ko. Well, so much for building up yung talents and skill, no, ni Henrick Doguiles dun sa Sargo. Personally, syempre, nang hinayang din tayo. That was a really, really nice break for him. And somehow, yun nga, he found a way to hand over this remaining balls kay Mr. Carlo Biado, in which case Biado obviously would run out. I have to say, he has already handed at least 2 legitimate chances dito kay Mr. Biado na supposedly na-convert na niya. It has to be the intimidation factor, probably. Kalaban mo ang World 9-Ball Champion for 2025. That's gonna be 3 apiece for both players. After 6 racks, we're tied even at 3. Yalin 10-Ball Open Championship. Dito lamang. And of course to Makati Pool Players Association for coming up, organizing a really nice event. of course, acknowledgements po sa kanila. Sila Mr. Chiward Bonode, sila Alan Suleman, Mario Aquino, sila Mia Domingo. Really good friends. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Of course, to our audience, sa mga fans, mga nanunood dito sa ating arena. We have a small arena here with, I would say, around para mga 40 seats. Pagdating po ng championship, pwede po tayong manood dito sa Pacman's Q Club to appreciate the place and as well as the high quality matches and ayun na nga, to see what's at stake at the end of this event. I learned a little late and recently ko lang nabasa, no, the champion dito po sa tournament na to will be awarded 1 million pesos. Grabe, malaking premyo yun, no? I mean, for an event this big dito sa Pilipinas. If you win 3 times today, para sa magka-qualify sa araw na to, 3 matches won for today, panalo ka na ng 10,000. That means, for your typical expenses para pumunta dito, yung registration mo, just win 3 matches. Talunin mo lang ang mga world champions, ang mga pro players, ang mga mola, bawi-bawi ka na. Now, if you can advance to, that would be the last 8, the quarterfinals, guaranteed na po kayo ng 50,000. That is 50,000 prize money. And it only goes up from that point on. Eventually, pag naging champion ka, you may call yourselves a millionaire. The fall was committed there. Ball in hand for Carlo Biado. There has to be a bit of challenges he would expect dito po sa rack na to. For the most of the balls, they're open, but for the 4 and the 10, konting trabaho, no, para dito sa ating world champion. Well, pretty obvious. The 4 ball will go past the 10 ball para sa corner pocket on the top right of your screens. But getting there, we would have to see how Mr. Biado deals with that. Well, he's giving a look here for the combination on the 10. And he has to be aware that making the 10 doesn't mean that he wins the rack. The 10 will be respotted, and from that point on, he retains control over the next shot. Well, by the looks of it, on how he stroked that shot, he really was going for position for the 4 to the side. Probably he draws his cue ball off the 4. Maybe he could bump the 10 from that point on. Hindi ko na ma-imagine kung ano yung mangyayari. He's not lucky, and obviously he's fallen short of ideal shape dun sa 4. Henrick Doguiles once again is granted another opportunity. He can once again get ahead. Well, that's it. Mr. Ligpitin niya, no? Thereafter, para lumuwang yung lugar. So for now, since there's an event, the event organizer intentionally uh, installed a number of seats para nang mapanood ng tao ng live ang magandang laban dito. Once again, dito po sa, this is rack number 8 right now of a possible 17 racks. Henrick Doguiles is obviously more successful in coming up with shots off his break. Tingnan natin, ha? Well, he probably was planning to use the 8 as a blocker, and I believe he has gotten there. Talagang nagamit niya, no? Tago. Oh. Kita pala. Oh, wow. Kita pala, no? Pati ako nagulat. Oh, wow. Ayan na nga sinasabi ko, no? It's hard to judge based on the monitor. Pero, what a shot there from Biado. Well, he still has the cue, the 2 ball to deal with. Definitely, I can see Biado's expression. I think he's feeling a bit wary, or ano ba sabihin to? Medyo concerned lang siya. He's a bit cautious about the speed of the table. Kasi nararamdaman niya na parang hindi niya mapatakbo yung bola ng kasing bilis ng ine-expect niya. Well, table conditions, those are things that are part of the game na ina-adjustan ng mga players dito. Now, for Biado to fall short of ideal position para dito sa mga natitirang bola, something we don't normally see. But he deals with that easily. There you go. That's gonna put Biado even once again with Henrick Doguiles. Medyo nakita natin na hirapan siya sa puti niya doon. But at the end of the rack, he was able to convert, and he is now with 4 points. Once again, this is now technically a race to 5. Humahabol na, no? Etong both players papunta sa katapusan. Palikatan pala. Yun yung tamang sasabihin ko. Muli, no, nandito tayo sa Efren Bata Reyes Yalin 10 Ball Open Championship dito sa Pacman's Q Club here in the Worldwide Corporate Center along Shaw Boulevard here in Mandaluyong City. Back to the ball game. This is Biado. Let's check out his break right now. Oh, that's more like it for Biado. That should be a good opening. Oh, wow. 3 balls off his break. Seems like he has left a shot here for the 1. Biado attempted that back shot on the one. He was probably hoping he was off and running had he got that. But now, once again, we have Doguiles currently on even terms with Biado. A lot of traffic he would like to avoid, Mr. Doguiles. It looks like it's going to be soft, and at the same time, he's going to leave himself a bit of an angle here, Doguiles. We're still here on the two. Nothing seems easy at this point. Players understanding the risks for every shot. Reason kung bakit nag-iingat po sila dito. And given that we don't have shot clock in effect, they would really take their time, make sure of things here. Looks like Mr. Doguiles has left a shot here for Carlo. Pwede niyang bandahan yan. Well, if he does, he just doesn't want to sell out. Wag bebenta. That should work for now. Probably has left a bit of that two ball open, or probably a kick shot here for Henrick. Pero nothing easy still. Mahirap makipag-spadahan dito kay Mr. Biado when it comes to kick shots and safeties. You all know one of the best in the world right now. And that deserves a round of applause there. Doguiles is actually outplaying Biado dito sa safety battle, and nice to see para sa ating player Henrick Doguiles. Well, nonetheless, para sa mga players natin, they may lose this match and head on to the losers bracket. Di pa naman katapusan ng participation nila dito sa tournament. Okay, so Biado has already decided to bring out his jump cue. And well, he has called the two on the right corner pocket on the top right of your screen. So ito na, no? So laban na, and probably if he does make it, he's going to be left a shot long for the 5. If he doesn't, he's hoping probably na hindi siya bebentang ganyan. That is too bad. So not exactly the outcome he desired there, Mr. Biado. Well, thus far, the break result, kada sargo nila doesn't seem to be favoring Biado. Um, Medyo nag-a-adjust pa, no? It would seem that Mr. Biado is still trying to figure out how this table plays. Each player receives ample practice time but not really much. Para mga 5 minutes lang, ganun. So, not exactly sure as well how the other tables play differently dito sa ating TV table. The lights are different. The number of people around the TV table are considerably more dito sa atin compared dun sa mga other tournament tables. So, we can't tell. But what I can tell you right now is that Mr. Doguiles is looking like the first to get past the halfway mark dito sa laban na to. Race to 9. Speed is good, and that's an easy 10 ball. This is for 5 points, Henrick Doguiles. Well, there you go. Muli, binabati ko po kayo. Magandang hapon po, no? Magandang tanghali. 2:10 p.m. dito sa atin, sa Pilipinas, no? Efren Bata Reyes Yalin 10 Ball Open Championship currently being held here at Pacman's Q Club. Dito po along Shaw Boulevard, Mandaluyong City. And again, this is an opening round match between the current world 9-ball champion Carlo Biado up against another really tough pro pool player here in the Philippines, that is Henrick Doguiles. Well, as you can see, thus far Henrick Doguiles has gotten the best part of this match against Biado, and after 9 racks of play, totoo lang, no, it's Mr. Biado who's been catching up against Henrick Doguiles. Not by much, but still, we obviously were expecting more. Pero ganun talaga, no? I mean, table plays a little difficult here, as I would assess. Medyo mabagal yung takbo ng bola, and seems like in terms of coming up with the adjustment, mas medyo nag-a-adjust pa si Champ Carlo Biado dito. So, but in that regard, hirap man siya ng konti, no? Still, the odds, I would say, are still in favor of Biado getting this win. Kung maririnig mo lang, no, kung gaano kalakas tinira ni Carlo Biado yung tira na yun nasa 7, only to get less or before the halfway or the center part of the table, medyo nararamdaman din niya yung challenge. Maybe later, matapos yung match na to, I can get some notes, alamin natin, no, from Mr. Biado himself, how the table's playing. That should be better. Once again, magandang hapon, and sa lakas ng tinira na sargo ni Mr. Biado doon. Finally, a ball drops. Looks to be the brown 7. Hey, he decided to play a safety there, Mr. Biado. Not sure if he has hooked Mr. Doguiles here effectively using the 4, but definitely may banda yan, no? There's a kick shot available. At kitang-kita naman pala, no? So, he's gotta be pretty disappointed there, Mr. Biado. He handed out the layout once again. The only insurance he has right now, Biado, is that 3 ball doesn't go past either quarter pocket. The 8 ball and the 6 ball are in its way, and a shot to the side looks impossible. By the looks of it, as he has played position, it looks like he's going for a bank shot here. Henrick Doguiles. Let's see what he calls. And for good measure, he calls the 6. Just in case he was going for that safety, if he does make it, at least he still retains control there. But with this, it seems like Biado, well, he's gonna get the better half of the remaining balls. Ito na nga, no? 3 to the 4 might be the last problem he would have to address here in rack number 11. And just to give you an update, guys, the score correctly is at 5 apiece for both players. Confidence here on his part, Henrick Doguiles. Siyempre naman, no, wala nang buhay, nagkabuhay pa. There's always more than 50% chance na kapag binigay mo yung latag dito kay Mr. Biado, talaga namang tapos na. But in this case, in this rack, hindi pa pala, no? Thus far, things have been working better here for Henrick Doguiles. He is semi-straight here on this black 8. Ayan, he's giving it a good look. For sure, he has something in mind. Forcing the issue might lead to more disaster, but syempre naman, for the next shot on the 9, gusto mo mas madali pa ng konti. Pero, is it worth it? Ayan, hinabol na nga yan, no? So, the risk he took there definitely had bigger rewards. Easier 9, easy to draw back, going towards the 10, or just play a stop. So it's pretty obvious right now his confidence is there, regardless of having a not so straight in shot, an angled shot here in the 10. He's willing to take it. That's more like it for Mr. Henrick Doguiles. Ayan, that's gonna put him 6 against Biado's 5. Sa ngayon, no, talagang pa-isa-isa lang. City. a dogfight between these players. Carlo Biado, current world 9-ball champion, up against Henrick Doguiles. As you can see, Biado, well, as nakita naman natin, the level of competition that Biado had, we would all expect given his stature being the world champion. If no rail hits that, no balls hit the rail, that's going to be called a foul. So Doguiles didn't account for running into the 10 for that 4 ball, and with this, Biado now gets a chance. This will be it for him para makalamang naman after almost an hour of time na naglalaban sila. Sa simula lang nakalamang talaga si Carlo. So now, here is the chance for Biado. Not so much work here for the 6 and the 7. Obviously, from the 7 going towards the 8. The 8 ball obviously can be made at a certain pocket only. That would be the top left corner pocket. And dun lang kaya, no? Given that the 10 ball is in the way, I imagine Carlo Biado avoiding those kinds of combinations. So dito malalaman natin kung lusot ba yan o hindi. Parang lusot, but honestly, I can't tell. And just as I suspected, yun na nga, hindi lulusot. Hence, playing this corner, that was easily done by the world champion, Carlo Biado. And finally, after 10 racks of play, so nakaka 12 racks na tayo. This is the 13th rack. After 10 racks of play, lalamang po siya. Biado now has 7 points. And Biado comes to the table. He's breaking. Let's observe the result here of his break. He didn't really put that much power para kay Carlo Biado sa sargo niya. And would you look at this? Once again, a dry break. Ang ganda siguro ma-interview natin sila Biado and sila Doguiles right after this match. And how they feel about the table. Just to get more context out of it para moving forward once we do watch, malaman natin ano ba talaga yung parang dating sa kanila ng takbo ng bola. So the balls are standard, the table is standard, but of course, being here dito sa Pilipinas, syempre, the air conditioning is fine, in fact. Pero hindi natin masabi, no, this is a very nice table. Yalin Hacker Ghost, branded as Efren Bata Reyes. Makikita nyo yan, yung logo ng EBR. That's just on the left bottom side of the table. the crossbank. So mga tirang ano na yan, no? Pang one packet na tira yan. Wow. Look at that. How creative. He actually used the 9, kissing the one ball off the 9, sending it up down table. That is not leaving an easy shot here for Mr. Henrick Doguiles. After a number of safety battles, it seems like Mr. Biado has gotten the best of it. And wait a minute. Slightly hampered by the 10 ball, blocked by the 10 ball. Pero mukhang pasok pa rin naman, no? For the world champion. Well, that's more like it for Mr. Biado. And given how the balls lay right now, 3 balls away. And we all know it's safe to say that Biado is going to be the first player getting on the hill. Well, after several breaks, Carlo Biado finally has figured it out. Kanina pa siya sumasargo. Kanina pa siya unsuccessful. And this has to be one of his better breaks dito sa ating match na to. Looks like he can always play for the 4 here. But from where the 5 is, that could be blocked by the 8 ball dun sa bandang gitna sa may spatan, no? So titingnan natin how Biado decides to play shape para dyan sa purple 5 or sa kulay ube na 5 na yan. Well, would you look at that? Talaga nga namang hinabol niya yung pagitan ng 8 at 7. That wasn't an easy shot there, but for our world champion, syempre naman, no? Nagawa niya. And that's why he's the world champion. US Open champion. And no question, eventually, we're going to be hearing Biado getting on to the Billiard Congress Hall of Fame dun sa US, no? If there's any other Filipino pool player that's deserving, it's gotta be Carlo Biado. So it's just a matter of time when he gets inducted. But for now, para sa akin, it is surely a Hall of Fame career for this guy. So right now, what's important is that he's shooting the last 2 balls para sa match na to, and he can close the deal with this 10 ball. And congratulations to Mr. Carlo Biado. He has done well. So